Conversations with Brooke Allen. Thank you so much for being with us. Of course, you may notice we are not in the My Michigan TV studios today. We are on beautiful Belle Isle, which is actually Belle Isle, fun fact, 982 acres, and it was developed in the 19th century. And let me tell you, it is just a beautiful place to be, especially on this sunny day. We are broadcasting from the Dossin Great Lakes Museum, celebrating National Travel and Tourism Week. I'm Brooke Allen. Thank you for being with us. This is show number 28. What am I thinking? This is show number 28, and this is also a show where we brew up topics from a woman's point of view. And a question for you, are you thinking of having a staycation this summer? Well, Detroit is the place to be. There is so much history and culture. We will check in with Rebecca from the Detroit Historical Society for our Women in Business segment. Also, Halfway to 100, that is coming up with Joanna LaFleur. She will join us with tips on how to enjoy traveling with your loved one who may have dementia, because there is a lot of care that needs to go into those vacation plans, and being flexible is one of those tips. Also, our Great Lakes Made segment, that is coming up with Jasmine from 586 Organics. That is skincare products that you can take with you across the country or even out of the country. Of course, we'll check in with Jasmine as well. And our new Caffeinated Conversations After Dark, that show kicks off tomorrow. We have so much to tell you about. Of course, our online auction, that is going live as well. Jason Waldron will join us with details of the online auction, all of those items involved in it, and of course, ways to get your last-minute ticket. Well, today is a perfect day for our giveaway as temperatures start to heat up. Nobody drinks enough water, and of course, there is a way around that. Drip IV and Hydration in West Bloomfield, they are giving away a free IV for you and also a B12 shot for a friend, and I love those B12 shots. If you know me, you know that I get those like once a week, so I'm not ashamed to admit it. And all you have to do is like and comment with the number 28, because this is our 28th show, and we will announce a winner at the end. Well, you can find us all over social media and Apple and Spotify. Tiffany Cartwright is the owner of Glam Scrubs, which believes in giving back to the community. Let's watch.
The brand Glam, it stands for Give Love to All Mankind. And so one of the things that I love to highlight about the brand is that our commitment to community. We are dedicated to providing jobs, training, and mentorship to underserved and underprivileged members of the community, and especially to women who've been victims of domestic violence or human trafficking, and also women who are returning citizens. This past Saturday, I was blessed to spend an entire day working at an expungement fair where we help people who maybe made mistakes in their past basically get a new lease on life by having their records expunged.
And a big congratulations to Tiffany, who recently won $100,000 from Hatch Detroit. And of course, you can hear that entire interview with Tiffany on Apple or Spotify. Just search Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen. It is time for our Women in Business segment. And Rebecca Salminen, you are the Chief Strategy Officer for the Detroit Historical Society. And of course, thank you to you and Dan Marconi, a lot of people involved in this, for our being here on Belle Isle and at the Dossin Great Lakes Museum. Of course, what a beautiful, beautiful place.
It is a beautiful place. The island is beautiful. We call this museum our little jewel box. It's right on the river. It's gorgeous. And we're blessed with a really beautiful day today.
I know,
it's
right?
Summer.
It's summer. It's almost summer. We don't want to jinx anything. And of course, we're out on this patio.
We are.
And you said that a lot of people don't actually come out
here.
You
know what? This is kind of new.
Yeah.
It just got built during the pandemic. And so I think it's a little bit of a hidden treasure out here. People don't know it's here.
It's gorgeous.
And you know what? This is available if you want to have your cocktail party, your wedding, some really beautiful
networking
stuff
event?
happening. Networking event. All available.
Okay, well, we love that. And of course, we can't beat the view. So let's talk about the Dossin Great Lakes Museum, because the pilot house here is super unique.
It is. The pilot house is the actual control center from the William Clay Ford, a freighter. Actually, the freighter that left Safe Harbor and tried to save the sailors from the Edmund Fitzgerald. How amazing is that?
Wow.
This is the pilot house from that ship. When the ship was being scuttled, they took the pilot house out and attached it to the edge of our museum. You can go up in there. It's exactly as though you are piloting a freighter, and it looks like you're driving it down the river, which is amazing.
That is amazing. And of course, the Edmund Fitzgerald, you mentioned that, and that is one of our biggest stories here.
It is a lot of amazing history here in this museum, but that particularly poignant story is really captured here. We actually have the bow anchor of the Edmund Fitzgerald on site. It is the centerpiece of our Lost Mariners Memorial, which is out by the cove. So there's indoor interpretation here, you know, classic museum inside, but there's also outdoor interpretation. So a lot of artifacts outside that you can enjoy as well.
And isn't there a ceremony? Don't you guys do something,
yes.
don't you?
Yes.
Is that
So
once a year?
The Lost Mariners Remembrance is on November 10th every year. November 10th was the day that the Edmund Fitzgerald was lost in 1975.
And of course, as we say this, I hear the song in my head, right?
Yes,
It's
exactly.
Like, you just can't like get it out of your head.
If you're from Michigan, you know that song.
You know that
for
song,
sure,
right?
yeah.
You definitely do. So you also have the largest collection of Great Lakes ship models in the world.
We do, and you know what? We don't have them all in here at any given time, but so there's always a new one to see. I like to describe those. Those are fun for little kids who like playing with little people now, and it's fun for grown-up kids who maybe like to build models when they were young or had a dollhouse when they're young. They're amazing in their detail. Some of them have recently been restored, actually. So our very oldest ship model, the Mayflower, was recently restored, and so that'll be back on display soon here in the museum.
Well, that is exciting. And then also the Miss Pepsi hydroplane. I passed it coming in.
Isn't she beautiful?
Yes, so gorgeous.
A gorgeous machine. She has her own pavilion. You'll see it as you walk in. A really classic, you know, beautiful wooden hydroplane from kind of back in the glory days of hydroplane racing.
Okay, so for people who everyone needs to come down here actually to the Dossin Great Lakes Museum on Belle Isle, but what are the hours? Because here it is unique hours, right?
Yeah, well, so the Dossin Great Lakes Museum open Wednesday through Saturday, and then Sundays 1 to 5. And you know, special, we're going to be open on Memorial Day.
Oh, for free,
so
right?
On Memorial Day, we're free. We're open, and it's 1 to 5. So if you're coming for a picnic on the island, definitely stop in for free and check us out.
Okay, thank you so much, Rebecca. I appreciate it. Thank you for everything you guys have done. It is so beautiful here. You are watching Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen. This is our 28th show. We are live from the beautiful Dossin Great Lakes Museum on Belle Isle, and it has really turned out to be a fabulous day weather-wise. Coming up to our Halfway to 100 segment, summer almost here, and we will have tips on how to hit the roads or sky with a loved one who may have dementia. Dementia expert and TikTok sensation Joanna LaFleur will join us. That is coming up. But also, you know, something else that is a kind of a tricky conversation is insurance, and it can be a confusing subject, especially when it comes to life insurance. Lynn Sterla breaks it all down for us. Let's watch.
So I am hanging out with Lynn Sterla, and Lynn, last week we talked about term life insurance, which is kind of temporary, but this week we're talking about whole life insurance. So kind of explain to me what the difference is.
Okay, temporary we talked about, that's for a period of time, like a 10, 20, 30 year type of situation where you're protecting something that's in the immediate future. Whole life is more like an investment because you don't lose it and you pay for it, you know, monthly or annually. The premiums or payments never change.
Never change at all?
No.
Oh,
and so, you know, it will follow you for the rest of your life, and it has a cash value. So not only do you have the death benefit that you can leave to a loved one tax-free, you also are building a cash value that you could potentially borrow from for, you know, unexpected things that happen later in life, you know, for a younger person. Or if you don't use that, or I mean, if you don't pay it back, then that would just come out of the death benefit.
Oh, okay, so it would be subtracted. Okay, so who is this ideal for?
Okay, there's different situations. One would be, say you're a parent or a grandparent, or you have a niece or nephew, someone that's younger that you want to create a financial foundation for, and insurability would be one situation because they have that extra time to build that cash value for later in their life, and it just continues to grow. So that's one situation. Another is just someone that wants to take care of their end of life expenses. You want to have something that can cover your funeral expenses and things like that if you don't want your family to have to pay for that.
Outstanding bills or anything, right?
Exactly.
You can go for anything.
Yeah, anything you want, and again, tax-free, so the government can't touch that.
Okay, so how easy is this to get?
Well, you have to do the it's an application process, and from that point, depending on the answers, you may or may not need what's called a paramed exam or visit. We don't want to call it exam. Freak anyone out. But they'll come and take your blood, urine, height, weight, and it's very simple.
So it's quick.
Yes, and then you're pre-qualified ahead of time, and you're guaranteed that policy.
What dictates like the price of this? This depends on the program.
It depends on how much you want. I mean, we can work with any budget, and your health rating also is a factor in there. Obviously, the younger you are, the less expensive it is and the easier it is to get. So think about it when you're younger, healthier, and you want to plan for your future. Basically, we're covering any future financial gaps, and there's different tools, as we discussed the term, there's whole, but any type of situation we can cover. Just have the conversation.
And having the conversation, we've talked about this before, is awkward and uncomfortable.
It can. I mean, it can. Some people think they don't want to think about, mortality, but really, it's just think about your loved ones. Think about your future. That's what you're trying to protect. So if you keep it in that focus, it's not that difficult of a conversation to have, and you don't need to be afraid of it because we help you decide what exactly you need, and we can work with your whatever budget you have.
And explaining everything is so key.
Yes.
Right? Okay, so how do people reach out to you?
Excuse me, www.sturlainsurance.com, STURLA, or you can call me at 248-880-8782.
I'm calling you right now. Thanks, man. All right.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
And again, that is Lynn Sterla, who always explains everything in such a clear manner, so check her out. Well, it is time for our Halfway to 100 segment, and Joanna LaFleur, you are not only a dementia expert, of course, you are a TikTok sensation, so we're grateful anytime that you join us, but your videos are so informative. And summer travel season is almost upon us, and there's a lot going on and a lot of planning that needs to go on when you are caring for someone with dementia.
Right. Yeah.
So what's the first step when you're planning that summer vacation?
I like to focus on 3 things when I'm planning, and I like to focus on hydration, comfort, and safety.
Okay, so let's break it down first with...
So hydration first, especially when it's warmer out, they can easily get dehydrated, so I like to make sure to keep small little bottles of water with you in your bag, also using liquid IV, and if your person is not wanting to drink, using small bathroom cups as a way to get them to drink many small cups versus one tall cup. Sometimes they refuse to drink if they don't really feel like drinking, but if you give them something small, it's bite-sized, they can handle it.
Okay, so they can handle that, and that is so important because if you're on vacation, you don't want anyone to get sick, right?
Yeah.
But what about familiar places?
Yeah, so it is important to make sure for their comfort that you're going to places that they maybe know because their long-term memory lasts longer than their short-term memory. Typically, it's in a different part of the brain, and so if you remember something from long ago, it's easier and more comfortable for them to be able to travel there.
Okay, and then comfort. You mentioned.
And then comfort in general, one of the things I like to do is just make sure I'm extra prepared. I like to bring what I call a go bag with me, which has extra clothes, briefs, wipes, gloves. It has water in it, basically a first aid kit, anything you might need to keep them comfortable and safe. And then just make sure that you're checking in with them regularly, watching for warning signs of any anxiety or fear, and just making sure that you're telling them what you're doing, when you're doing it, and reminding them we're out just for a little bit, then we're going to go back kind of thing.
What about flexibility? When you're planning a trip, and I know when my grandfather was alive, and you had to change plans sometimes.
Yeah, so that's why you want to really keep an eye, because if you don't want them to get into like a full-blown anxiety attack or a lot of anxiousness or a lot of confusion, because it's gonna be difficult for both of you. So kind of keep an eye on like where the meter of how they're feeling, what their mood is like, and be willing to change. Be willing to shorten it too if you need to, because sometimes it just gets really overstimulating to be around a whole new atmosphere.
So what is your when you're planning a trip? I mean, do you think that you should be close to home in case of an emergency, or you should know what medical facilities are around you?
I mean, it really depends on the type of the person with dementia, where they're at in their stages, and also what type of dementia they have. But I think overall, for extra safety, always have precautions with you. Like I mentioned, a first aid kit with you, and definitely, know your nearest hospital. It's also important that wherever you're going to go, make sure it's handicap friendly, because not every place is. And it's important to call ahead and make sure, what does their bathroom situation look like? Can you fit a wheelchair if they're in a wheelchair, and that kind of stuff.
Okay, so kind of basic, but still things that you may not be thinking about as you're planning to go away for a vacation.
Right.
Okay, so thank you for that. I appreciate that, because I think those tips are super helpful. But you also have something exciting going on. You've got a big fundraiser happening, and that is June 1st.
June 1st from 1 to 4. It's going to be in Ann Arbor, Michigan. It's going to be in a parking lot at 305 East Eisenhower in Ann Arbor. And we're having a food truck competition fundraiser.
So how does that work?
It's going to be so fun. So I have 5 food trucks coming that are local, and they're going to be making their best dish.
Oh.
So you get a ticket, and you come in, you get a wristband, and you go around to each of the trucks, and you taste one item from each truck. And then you're going to get a little token, and you get to put it in the truck that gets the best, that you like the best,
Okay.
right?
So your favorite.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. And then we're also going to have a bounce house. We're going to have a DJ. We're going to have face painting for the kids. So it's going to be a great time. We're also going to be having chef judges that are going to be judging and giving a few extra tokens, and so the person that wins $1,000 as a food truck. And we're excited to be able to see you out there.
Okay, so tell me what kind of food trucks are going to be there.
So I have a Mediterranean truck, I have a Spanish truck, I have a Mexican truck, I have a sweets truck, and I have one that does sort of like fair foods, like elephant ears and fried vegetables and stuff like that.
Do you have a coffee truck?
No.
That's okay. As you know, I never leave home without it.
There you
I'll
go.
bring my own coffee, so we're all good with that. So if people wanted to find out more information about you and about the foundation that you have and this fundraiser, how do they do that? Where do they go?
On my website, it's www.mlfnd.org. And to buy tickets, you just hit /tickets. You can buy as many as you want. Consider donating. If you can't come out, you can also donate at my website /donate.
And you said it's this food truck competition, family friendly, sounds like a blast.
It's going to be a good time for sure.
Okay, all right.
And it's also going to be funding our Living Grief program that we have. So people that are caring for someone with dementia are sort of losing them as they go, and that can be a real challenge, and they need a lot of emotional support. And so we want to make sure that we have those services virtually available for anyone to be able to utilize to receive counseling services from a geriatric social worker.
You know, real quick, while you mention that, can you talk about how important it is for caregivers to take care of themselves?
Absolutely. I mean, there's a huge statistic where a lot of caregivers that are caring for someone actually end up passing away before their person, because it is so stressful. And so it is so important to make sure that you're taking even 30 minutes as a little break for yourself, utilizing friends and family, utilizing respite services. Call us if you need resources and you need some help being able to get a little break. We'd be happy to help.
And I think the big thing too is to not be afraid to ask for that help.
Yes.
Right? There's no shame in that.
Absolutely not. Everyone needs it, and caring for someone 24/7 is more than really anyone can handle. So.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Joanna. It's always a pleasure to see you. I appreciate you coming to Belle Isle. What a beautiful day this is, right?
Gorgeous.
So again, thank you. And that is Joanna LaFleur. Always great to see her. Of course, you can check her out at on TikTok and Facebook and pretty much all the social media platforms.
Right.
She's amazing, and she's got amazing tips to help you out. Well, you are watching Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen. We are on the road today. We are actually on Belle Isle, and we are broadcasting live from the beautiful Dossin Great Lakes Museum. Coming up, our Great Lakes Maid segment. We'll be talking to Jasmine about all of her organic skincare. I actually use it myself. I love it. So we will have Jasmine coming up. And of course, our Caffeinated Act of Kindness this month is headquartered in Taylor, Michigan, and it is indeed a place for transformation. Let's watch. We are at Enchanted Makeovers in Taylor. Of course, they are our Caffeinated Act of Kindness for the month of May. And Terry, you are the founder of Enchanted Makeovers, and you go into shelters and you help the kids, you help the women who are not survivors but are now becoming warriors. Yes. And this room is actually a model of many rooms that you have developed in different shelters.
Yes. When volunteers or donors come through the headquarters, we want to show a little sample of how it's important with handmade quilts to murals, painted furniture. It's just a visual of what we provide to women and children.
And you know, we have a before and after picture over there on the door, and it's so amazing because women with babies are usually in the shelters for about a year, you said.
Yes.
And I cannot imagine being with a newborn baby in that kind of condition and trying to heal from something that's been traumatic. So you come in, you and your team come in, and you make it brand new for them and kind of tell them, I mean, this pillow says it all, I think, I am worthy.
Absolutely. I think words have power to uplift or destroy life, so we try to include, like for example, a little pillowcase here, we've got I am precious, and that goes with our pillowcase program. That's important that women see that, and hopefully they will repeat that as kind of like a prayer every night. Yes.
Or a mantra to,
yes.
you know, as they hit the, you know, as they go to sleep and as they wake up, right? So they're saying
Absolutely.
it morning and night, and hopefully it gets ingrained that they are worthy and that they are going to, there's something beyond that door that is much better for them than what they've known.
Exactly. I think the important piece to share with the viewers is that these are not 30-day stay shelters. These are a year, some up to 2 years. So the battles that women are going through, visually, they shouldn't have to see that in their space. It should be healing, comforting, and if it's one piece that can help them through the program, we want to be the first stepping stone, because after that, they have to go to transitional housing. So that's what I feel I've been called, is the first stepping stone.
And you know, everything in Enchanted Makeovers at the headquarters is so light and airy and colorful, and that is all intentional.
Oh, absolutely. It's lots of eye candy.
It's lots of eye candy, but it's also healing eye candy, right?
Yes, absolutely. I see it as like grandma's love. That's my perspective. I just want women to know that you're precious and that you're loved and you're so worthy.
And especially, you know, for the women who do have babies in shelters, and to think of that child growing up for that first year of life, and to be in a room that has no color, and you know, it's just so stimulating to walk in here and see. I mean, it's almost magical.
Yes. What we've encountered a lot is the spaces are institutional, and it's just either gray or white. And color has power to heal and to uplift, and I think it's necessary as part of the program for shelters.
Yeah, and you know, this has just been an amazing experience. Thank you so much for being our caffeinated act of kindness for the month of May. It has been such a pleasure to know what you do, and you are a well-kept secret, honestly, and I don't know how because you're national, but you know, I'm hoping that our viewers and listeners will get out and make a cape, make a patch, make a doll.
Yes. Reach out to us.
Reach out, right? There are so many opportunities that people can help and kind of change their perception as well. So not only helping the women and children, but maybe changing someone else's perception of somebody who may be in a shelter. And I think that's also important.
Yes. I think one thing I want to leave with you is that when we change the way we serve, it changes the way we see each other.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you so much. You can find all of the information at enchantedmakeovers.org.
And of course, Terry and her team do amazing things, and we are so grateful to be spreading awareness for Enchanted Makeovers. Well, it is time for our Great Lakes Made segment, and Jasmine Bucholtz is the founder of 586 Organics.
Yes.
And Jasmine, this is an organic skincare line.
Absolutely.
And first of all, I guess I'm going to ask you, why organic?
So everything that we offer here at 586 Organics is 100% organic, GMO-free, paraben sulfate-free. I don't use any type of artificial dyes or fragrances. So like as you can see, there's a couple of different products here. They're all different colors. All of that is natural. There's nothing added in that to make it that color.
Okay, so as a fly flies by me, I'm like, hey, wait a minute. Okay, so let's go through the products. And I can tell you, and this is full disclaimer, I actually use her products. And let's start with this one, because I love this.
Oh, yay, that's my favorite too. It's actually one of our best sellers. That's our 24 karat bar. If you guys love 586 Organics, you guys know about that. That's our organic turmeric and activated charcoal in there. It's safe for body acne, so if you work outside and you break out on your chest, your back, maybe your buttocks a little bit. It's all perfect and suitable for that area. It's suitable for male and female. It doesn't matter who you are, as long as you have skin, you can use it.
Excellent news. But talk about this part.
Yes, so this is actually like our one and only design that comes in the 24 karat. This is our massage bar. So maybe you're a person who just doesn't use fingertip towels. This is perfect. Maybe you do work out or maybe you do construction for a living. This is perfect to get that massage in while you're taking a shower.
Yeah, and this, I love this.
And
honestly.
it does last forever as well. So
right?
It also improvises in that fact.
Yeah, so that's a good thing. Okay, so what else do we have?
So next you have the Silk Toner Mist. That's going to be step 2 in the 24 karat facial pack. And then this is suitable if you, again, work out, if you do construction. This is something you can quickly spray all over your face. It's going to protect you from breaking out. It's also going to add that natural pH balance back into your skin. So it's not going to make you greasy or oily.
What about glowy? Will it make me glowy?
Absolutely. So if you want to glow just like Silk, this is going to be your #1 go-to product.
Okay, and then what is next?
So third, we have the Babyface Nightly Serum. So you can use this, just 2 or 3 drops will cover the entire face and neck. This is great if you use it right before bed. Slugging is a huge term that's trendy right now. So if you guys slug before bed, this is perfect. And then we also do have the liquid version of the 24 karat. And then to end it off, we do have the Bottled Bliss. I know that this is one of your favorites.
Yes, it is.
It is 100% aloe vera, so it'll prevent you from sunburn, but it'll also keep you soothed and, you know, fresh and clean right after, you know, if you do get a little bit of sunburn.
Okay, so I'm putting her on the spot, but
yes,
we're not used to holding these mics.
And all you do need is just a little bit of a dime size amount. And again, this will cover the entire face and neck area, but this is also a product that you can use all over the entire body, again, just in case if you do have sunburn, unfortunately.
And you know, it's lavender and lemon, and I'm a big lemon person, so this is why this is one of my favorite products. So, okay, I'm going to ask you a personal question.
Yes.
How old are you?
I'm 25 years old. Actually just turned 25 about 2 weeks ago.
Okay, so you are 25 years old. How long have you owned this?
I actually quit like my main full-time job. I know you guys know I work at Time Warp, but I quit my full-time job about 5 years ago to do this full-time. So 586 Organics turned 6 years old this year.
Okay, so how has that been for you as an entrepreneur?
Honestly, if you guys know, you being an entrepreneur, a lot of young people are entrepreneurs right now. It's really tough. There's a lot of things going on. It's hard to stay trendy and on topic within the market, but also stay within our organic and GMO-free guidelines too.
Okay, so where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Hopefully still running 586 Organics, but just on a major scale. I personally would love to have employees. I think my priority as 586 Organics is to also give back to my community. So if my small business can support your small business, that's another thing that I want to improvise within the next 5 years. So hopefully you'll see us back again on Caffeinated Conversations.
Of course, yes. 5 years, man. We have a date right here.
Right now,
right here. So, okay, so obviously you've got merchandise.
I sure do.
You're wearing your shirt, which I love your design. Did you do that design yourself?
I actually did not. My favorite tattoo artist, I got a couple of tattoos from him. He actually designed this for me, so we're super blessed to have him.
That is awesome.
Yes, he's great to me for sure.
Yeah, see, and you know, that is one thing I have realized since I've gone on this journey, right? That it takes a team.
It 100% does. It takes a village for sure, whether that be friends, family, but I also too found out that strangers will always be your biggest motivators. Strangers will always support you through and through, so I love, you know, making those connections and networking with a bunch of new people.
Okay, so that's an interesting point, because the people sometimes, and I mean no offense to anybody, but the people sometimes that you think will support you
never do,
kind of back off,
yes.
right? Why do you think that is?
As like being 25 and also living in Detroit my whole life, I just like kind of unfortunately experienced that. Maybe it's just because we're all just trying to finish this end-all game of wanting to be living lavish and luxury. So I think maybe it's just that not wanting to push your friends to if you're also trying to get there too.
But you know, collaboration is such a huge deal these days, right?
It
It's
sure
like
does.
pivot was the word during the pandemic,
Yes.
and now collaboration seems to be the new word.
The major trending word.
Right? So it's just interesting. I mean, from your perspective, obviously there's a difference in age here, but that's okay. I'm good with that.
I love Brooke. You were such a great pleasure to be around. I love
thank
it.
You. And you know, that being said, I'm super excited because you know you've made it when you have your own coupon code.
Oh my goodness, yes. I cannot believe this, you guys. It's one of my favorite things. I actually just dropped this code last night, so if you guys are watching,
So excited.
you guys can use CCWBA 15 for 15% off your entire order. There's no minimum, so even if you guys order one thing, you'll still get your 15% off that, and that'll be running for the next 30 days, so you guys can go ahead and use that coupon up.
And what does that code stand for?
It stands for Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen. Yeah, I love it.
Thank Thank you so much. Okay, so we have, you work for Time Warp.
I sure do.
And so I met you through Jason,
Yep.
obviously. And you have come to a lot of our events.
I sure do. I love to be there.
And one of our main events is coming up tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yes, I can't believe it's already here.
Yes, it's taken a lot of planning, but here's the interesting thing. So we were all at dinner, and it was Jasmine who said, I said, hey, what do you think of the show? And she said, I like it. It's good. I do like it. But there's always that but. And I'm like, okay, spill it. And she said, you need to have more fun. You need to have more fun and maybe get a different demographic, lose the news anchor-ish part of you.
Brooke is beautiful. You do an amazing job in everything that you do. I just would love to see you loosen up and really kind of show your non-professional side and just really and be personable, which you always are, but that side that none of us get to see.
Well, thank you. So I appreciate that. But out of that dinner was born the idea of, you know what? Let's do a nighttime show.
Yes.
And so that is actually what's happening. That's what she's talking about. We are doing the Caffeinated Conversations After Dark with Brooke Allen. That is happening tomorrow night, and it is a major fundraiser. This is a major collaboration and a major initiative that we are kicking off, and I'm so proud to be a part of this.
100%.
But so we support Mothers Against Drunk Driving,
100%.
and we are going to be live in the Heights Brewery in downtown Farmington. So that is the collaboration that is happening tomorrow. But as a 25-year-old, these events, you've gone to a few.
Yep.
What is your impression of, because a lot of people have told me, you know what, I'm not coming there to be sad.
And honestly, what I say to that statement is, if you think that it's a 100% understandable stigma to have against MAD that they're against drunk driving, when that is not the case, and I cannot stress that to you guys enough. Again, I'm 25 years old. I do go out and have a drink from time to time. It's human nature. We're adults. We're going to do it, but it's such an important thing to consider how you're going to get home and who's going to be around you when you guys do that. And I think MAD stepping into the brewery this week is really just going to be such a groundbreaking thing. The tables literally have turned in this aspect. They're able to showcase exactly what MAD is here for, what they're meant to do, and what we plan to do over the next 10 years.
Yeah, and it's so important, thank you for sharing that, because it's important to hear it from different age perspectives, because I have gotten a little bit of pushback, and people, I've emceed and moderated events for MAD for years, since my former husband was killed by a drunk driver, and I always make a point of saying, you know what, this is not a sad event.
It is not.
We're trying to make a change and make a difference, but also celebrate, maybe the lives that we've lost.
150%. I also do agree in just if you have unfortunately lost somebody, or maybe you're just like me and you want to advocate for the people that you love and see every day, you want to see them come home at the end of the night. You want to go out and have a great time with them at the bar, and you do want to make it home the next day, so you guys can continue to do that, time and time again. And Jason has said it before, you plan your outfits, you plan the music you guys are going to listen to, you plan where you guys are going to go. The last thing you just got to check off on that list is how you guys are going to get home. It's 100% preventable causes, for sure.
It is. Well, listen, Jasmine, thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate the lavender and lemon.
Oh my goodness, yes.
And I for sure appreciate the coupon code.
Always, yes. And again, you guys, that runs for the next 30 days, so go ahead, use that up.
All right, thank you, Jasmine.
Absolutely.
And you are watching Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen. Of course, we went live a little early today. There's a lot going on here. We are on Belle Isle, broadcasting live from the Dossin Great Lakes Museum. And coming up, well, you may have heard about it or caught it on the media. Of course, Jasmine and I were just talking about it. Of course, Jason and I talking about Caffeinated Conversations After Dark. That is kicking off tomorrow with the historic initiative between Mothers Against Drunk Driving and Michigan Breweries. And we couldn't do it without our good friend Jason. Of course, he will join us in just a bit to talk more about that, and also to talk about who's our winner of our giveaway. And a reminder about that giveaway, of course, I don't have the physical bag on the table with me right now, but we do have it here. It is compliments of Drip IV and Hydration in West Bloomfield. So you get a free IV, which I love those. The bag for sure is one of my favorites, right? And then you can bring a friend for a free B12 shot. Also love those very much. I get those like once a week. Yes.
Energy.
So you just need to like and comment with the number 28, and of course we will announce the winner in just a bit. Well, I am flipping my pages here. It is time for our Coffee of the Day segment. And Philip Jewell, he is the owner of Blue Hat Coffee Gallery in Farmington. And, you know, he's always so great. He comes to the studios in Troy. He drops off coffee and danishes. And it's so amazing every Monday he does that. But today he did not have to do that. And we also decided to head actually to Farmington to visit Philip. Let's watch. Every now and then we need to take our coffee of the day on the road. I'm with Philip Jewell, of course. We are at Blue Hat Coffee Gallery in downtown Farmington. An amazing day, and Philip, an amazing patio. I love this patio.
Yeah, we're on the deck and it's gorgeous today. We see 24 out here.
Okay.
And people were coming out here when it was 40 degrees.
Well, see, it just means that
now that it's 80.
Right? We're the only ones out here.
That's exactly right. What's going on?
I don't know. I don't know. But as the temperatures warm up, I know that, I mean, I'm drinking an iced latte right now. But what is the other popular flavor you've got going?
Well, we now have pink rose and lavender. And lavender goes pretty much with everything.
Okay.
We put it with mint, we put it with vanilla, we put it with pink rose.
Okay.
And so you have a lavender, pink rose, vanilla latte.
Well, that sounds kind of fabulous, although I only drink almond milk, so how does that mix in? Is it okay? Should I try it?
It's fine. It probably with lavender, you put in a little bit of vanilla with it.
Okay.
It softens it up.
Just to soften it up? Okay.
Yeah.
Am I going to smell like a lilac after I drink this?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, good.
You'll just look like one.
Because I love the color purple. Okay, so what I also love about Blue Hat Coffee Gallery is that your hours. You are open from what, 6:30 in the morning?
6:30 in the morning till 8:30 in the evening. So 6:30 to 8:30 every day. And it's amazing because I thought nobody's going to come in at 8 o'clock and we're kicking people out.
That is awesome. That is so cool.
We get a lot of people in the evenings, and we have a couple game nights every month. We have book clubs that come in the evening. And we have a lot of business people that come in and use a conference room table and work.
Okay, so if somebody was interested in like booking, can people book out here? I mean, like the whole deck?
They could.
Oh, you never thought of it, did you?
Yeah, sounds like a great idea.
See,
to me.
I'm full of ideas.
Yeah.
Give me enough lattes and I'm good.
Yeah. Just put a little, vodka in there and it'll even get better. I'm telling you.
Good to go. All right, so listen, 6:30 to 8:30, and people can come in, kind of enjoy themselves, and you know what, the architecture and the lights, everything in here, if you've never been here, it is amazing. We're going to go check that out next.
4, 3, 2, Jared Wean. Go.
And again, that is Philip at Blue Hat Coffee Gallery. Beautiful day today, and also a beautiful day, any day, to be on their patio, of course, if it's not a major thunderstorm. Well, this is Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen. We are on Belle Isle at the Dossin Great Lakes Museum. And Jason Waldron, of course, is here. And Jason, you always help me out with our giveaway winner. So who is it today?
Well, I'm happy to announce that it's Emily Kuda. Emily Kuda was the first one to respond with Show 28.
Yay!
Which is cool because we are Show 28
Yes.
on beautiful Belle Isle.
Oh my gosh, isn't this amazing?
It's gorgeous.
It is. It has turned out to be such a beautiful, beautiful day.
Oh, I
And
know, before the rain comes.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But hey, we're here now.
So, do you mind if I read a few things?
Of course not. Go ahead.
So, I follow the social media, like you said.
Yes.
And I sometimes because we're outside and on location, I can't send you the question.
Right. Yeah.
So, Ashley Radcliffe writes about Jasmine down here, about her products. I'm so proud of you for being involved with MAD. Actually, that was her work with MAD. She also states on here that the body buttercream is my favorite. It's so soft and creamy, not greasy. I use it on myself and my kids. It's great skin hydration. I think it's important to let the viewers know that we listen to them and we're following them.
For sure.
So Ronnie Rhodes, 586 Organics is the best. And then we have...
Here, smell this.
Oh, that smells
It's the
good.
lavender lemon, man.
See, and it's not just for ladies either, because we use the soap at work. Like, if you come and you use the restroom at our Time Warp, or need to wash your hands, you will use 586.
Oh, in fact, I'm glad you mentioned that. I gave one of those hand soaps to my mom for Mother's Day, and she loved it. She loved it. So, yeah, I forgot to mention that.
Check her stuff out because it's really cool.
It is. It is.
And then we had people talking about your work with MAD and how they're impressed with you and stuff. And, somebody wrote the 24 karat gold scrub is the best. Somebody wrote, "Ooh, I love the show. I'm going to start watching it every Monday."
Oh, we love that.
I
Who's
love that.
Give me their name.
Looks like a Ronnie.
Is it my mom? No.
But cool. Yeah. So
All right.
Emily Kuda won.
Okay, so she needs to let us know how.
She does need to let us
and
know.
I can either give her name to Drip IV Deanna over there in West Bloomfield, or we can mail her the gift certificate, whatever
It
she
looks
wants.
like she actually might be a 586 Organics customer.
Oh,
so we can get
she might get that personally delivered.
Awesome.
Awesome. Okay, Jason. So we're doing this.
We're on the stretch.
We are. We are on
I'm
the
excited.
stretch.
I'm excited.
Yes. So we have a lot going on. Of course, we've been doing the media tour with. We were on WXYZ last week. Fox 2 with Charlie on Saturday. That was a lot of fun.
WWJ.
You did WWJ. So a lot of media coverage because of the Caffeinated Conversations After Dark, the collaboration and the initiative that it's really all
and the
about.
kickoff of your second show.
I know. I'm excited about this.
26 shows in, and you're now starting another one.
I know. Kind of crazy.
Go get 'em.
My big brain idea, as my kids say.
I think it's great. I think it's great. I mean, you never know until you try.
Exactly. And you know what? We're just going to keep on trying it. So, okay. So we have a lot of aspects of what's going on. So the show actually launches tomorrow at 4:30 at the Heights Brewery in downtown Farmington. But today, the online auction went live.
It did. You can get it at betterworld.com under After Dark with Brooke Allen.
Whoop, whoop.
And then /mad, and then Better World.
Okay.
And there are some really cool stuff on it.
All right, so we are going to just recap real quick. Caffeinated Conversations After Dark kicks off tomorrow at the Heights Brewery in Farmington. It's a collaboration, a historic collaboration that I'm super proud of. We are super proud of to be a part of. And we have an online auction that went live this morning. And of course, the link went, I think, to ticket holders for the event tomorrow, right?
Is going to ticket holders for the event tomorrow, and then it will be released live later this evening.
Okay, so give us some options or items that we have.
Well, let me tell you, it starts live today, and then it goes for all of today, all of tomorrow, and then all of, what day are we in? I already forgot.
It's Monday.
It's crazy. All of Wednesday, and then it ends on Wednesday night. But we do have, if you haven't heard of the Bubble Car Museum,
it's awesome.
Or the Bubble Car area, and I know we've all heard of Bubble Car, the Bubble Car Museum area, but this is a live walkthrough. I mean, a personal tour. A personal tour walkthrough of all of the bubble cars, which is pretty cool, and it's not open to the public. So winning this is pretty cool because you won't get in otherwise.
Right. And then we also have, some vintage signs.
Yes, we have the vintage beer mirror that has Detroit connections, as well as another bar sign that has some Detroit connections.
And one of those lights up, doesn't it?
No, well, one of them is a motion sign.
Ooh.
So it's got a bunch of little motion activities
very cool.
on it. So,
very cool.
It will help to keep you stable, like you're drinking. But we also have we have a chair from Bion.
Yep.
That Design Team Plus.
Desk chair. If you're redoing your office, we have that.
And it's really cool.
Yes, and of course the Detroit Lions. We have an autograph.
Brown.
I know, love that guy.
I know. He's been on the show a few times.
Yeah, he's been on the show a few times, but we love him. He has given us one of his Detroit Lions jerseys. It's autographed by Lomas.
Yep.
So that is in the auction.
And then we have boudoir photos.
Stop.
I'm going to say his name right.
Hugh Anderson.
Hugh Anderson.
Hugh Anderson photography. He is an amazing photographer, and yes, so we figured we're switching it up a little bit because Caffeinated Conversations After Dark, right? It's kind of this whole new show idea that is going to be about relationships, and I know I said it on Fox 2 over the weekend, and I got some feedback from that. Did you just say sex on TV?
I know,
yes,
right?
yes, I did.
It's funny. That's funny to me. But
it was my mom mostly.
It is a very, very monumental, very, very historic collaboration. Mad Michigan, who I'm on the board. I'm the chair.
You're the chair.
Board, and we are stepping inside the bar, which is the first time that's happened in the history of Mad.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people have been pushed back about, I don't want to go to a sad
event.
But we hold these events every year when it comes to like our walks, and our
which is in September.
In September, and they are anything but. You've been there.
Yeah, I see them sometimes, and I always say, right, it's not sad, and you've lost your entire family. I lost my former husband to a drunk driver, and that sadness and that grief is always with you. But at the same time, these events bring their memory back, and it's a celebration, and we want to spread awareness. It's about the next person getting in their car drunk and not driving. We want to make a difference. That's all it is.
Like Jasmine said, it's plan your night. We tend to plan everything up until the minute we walk into the brewery or the bar, and then it all goes away, right?
Right.
So I just say plan it till the end, till how you're getting home. Because it's a lot easier to wake up in the morning hungover, being yelled at by somebody, than
For sure.
not wake up in the morning at all.
Exactly, and your family getting that phone call.
Right.
Because those phone calls are not good. So that is happening tomorrow at the Heights Brewery. We still have a few tickets left.
We do.
Right? So,
Yep, no availability.
and you can find that on everyone's Facebook.
Well, on everyone's Facebook, but go to Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen's Facebook, and you can find the QR code to get to the tickets on that. As well as Time Warp Vintage and all the different streaming platforms that we use.
Yeah, it's
pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. And the Heights Brewery, we have to give them a big shout out because Sean and Ryan, they have stepped up. They never even hesitated when we asked them about this, and it's been amazing.
And I love it because they're young entrepreneurs who started. This is their first.
Yeah,
brewery.
open 3 months.
Open 3 months, and one of the hardest things to open is a restaurant or a brewery because of the cost. But they are doing safe serve, which is extremely important, where they encourage they empower their servers to make the decision if somebody has been drinking too much.
Right.
So they can actually make that decision to cut them off or to start talking to them about how they're getting home.
And I think I should say that we were there
during
when this happened the other day, and it was just, they were right on it, and it was resolved immediately.
Right.
But interesting to see it as you're sitting there and seeing them in action, but then also hearing that they've been open for 3 months, and this has happened repeatedly. With people having to be cut off or coming in already kind of intoxicated. So we are grateful to the Heights Brewery, of course, in Farmington, and of course, Jason, I'm grateful for you. Time Warp Vintage, of course, one of my favorite hangouts, and one of my favorite stores to go to, right? You. And I am just so grateful, and I'm now being told to talk about the Belle Isle postcard.
Well, I sent those to you because we're on Belle Isle today,
yes,
and
we
thought,
are.
why not?
Of course.
Detroit itself is one of the oldest cities in the country.
Yes.
And so Belle Isle was known as one of the premier vacation spots all through the late 1800s, all the way through the 1900s into the 60s, 70s. It's still considered that, but they don't have the swan boats, which is pretty cool.
Right.
Where they would come and propose and stuff like that. But as you saw on there, you've got pictures from the 1800s of the Main Street and all the different people who came here.
Right? It is amazing.
It's a beautiful, you're in a river between two countries.
Yeah, it's amazing. Hello, Canada.
Behind us.
Right. So Time Warp Vintage, that is a place where you can find such cool stuff. Those heavenly blue dishes is my favorite
Blue Heaven,
dishes.
yep.
Yes, Blue Heaven.
And we have a huge, for those of you who are, native to Michigan or who just love history.
Or sports fans. Right?
We
got
have
it all.
A huge Michigan section.
Yes.
So you can come in and walk down memory lane of what Boblo or Belle Isle, was like back in the day.
Right.
It's pretty cool.
So Time Warp Vintage, one of our sponsors. Thank you so much, Jason, and of course
always.
Integral to us getting this new show launched tomorrow. Caffeinated Conversations After Dark. That is happening in Farmington. Tickets are still available. You can check that out. Also, we will be streaming live. The show will be live again tomorrow, 5 o'clock. So that will be exciting.
And I believe they're on all of our. I don't know if they're streaming on all of our platforms, but they are through Time Warp Vintage as well as through Caffeinated Conversations
and My Michigan TV.
So there are several places you can watch it from. I'm excited about it. Tracy Garrett on here says, love your show, Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen.
Oh, thank you, Tracy. Thank you so much. All right, well, listen, I guess we got to go, right?
Yeah. We got to go. Enjoy the island.
I know. We got to go on a tour.
I know.
We're going to go on a boat ride. All right. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. I know we went early. I don't even know what time it is because we would typically just be starting in about 4 minutes.
Right.
So we had some technical difficulties, but what a beautiful day. Show 28. Cannot believe it. Thank you so much for all of your support. Next week, another special show coming up. We will be planning your Michigan-made picnic with a bunch of Michigan items. That will be on perfect for Memorial Day. That is our show coming up next Monday, but we hope to see you tomorrow for the launch of Caffeinated Conversations After Dark with Brooke Allen. That is happening at 5 o'clock tomorrow. Thank you again so much.
Thank you,
Jason, for being with us. We appreciate all of you, and we will see you next week. In the meantime, keep the coffee hot or maybe iced because today's high near 90. See you later. Bye-bye.
Podcast.